Hello friends, welcome to the channel. If today is your first time visiting with us, I want to extend to you a very warm welcome and invite you to look at our over 300 videos, as we are confident you're going to find something that you enjoy to watch and also find useful for your own applications. If you've been here before but you have not subscribed, what are you waiting for? Please subscribe and also hit the notification bell so you know every time we post a new video. We post videos midweek and every weekend, so twice a week throughout the year. If today is your birthday, we want to extend you a very happy birthday. Today we're going to have an interesting project that is really targeting beginner woodworkers or beginner refinishers, and I hope you stick around and you enjoy it, because I think it's going to be a fun project. Alright, as we always do, we're looking for pieces when we go to second-hand stores or garage sales or everywhere we went, and we found another very interesting looking piece for $5. But this piece has some damage, and in our last video we did not focus on how to repair damage, we just focused on how to finish the piece. So we repaired any damage we had off camera and then we show you how to finish it. On this piece, we're not going to show you how to finish it, but we're going to show you how to repair the damage. Now, if you do want to repair the damage, I'm going to put a link up here to our previous, if you do want to know how to finish the piece, I will put a link up here of our last video so you can see the steps of of finishing the piece. We'll also finish this piece, and if we finish it on time, we might have a small update video to show you how it looks as it compares now to when it is finished. So let's first of all examine the piece and see what damage it has. Clearly it has some damage here. It is not major, this is easy to fix. The stain has been removed. We have a lot of damage and separation of pieces in many areas, as you can see. And these are things that we have to fix. There is a piece missing in the front, which is I don't know how to call it, the baseboard of the piece. So this will have to be reconstructed. We do not have it. There is damage on the top of the piece. Here we have a little break, and there is a very deep gouge. Can it be seen?
I think the gouge is intentional, though. It's one of those things they do to...
Yeah, and we might leave it. I'm just pointing out all the flaws on the piece. There is also this is a break that we're going to fix. And as you can see, there is a separation here because this top board is actually bowing. It's bowing upwards. I don't know if it is visible or not, but it is not really just came glued, it just bows. Now, we're going to show you how to fix all these, and also maybe the most scary looking and why people didn't buy this on the show is the damage in the back here. Now, depending on if we can fix it or not, we might fix it or we might simply replace the whole back. We have not decided yet because we have to look at it in detail before we decide. But this is initially all the damage that we see on this piece. Right? Did I miss anything?
I don't think so. And still, it was a very good bargain. It's made of solid wood. It's got a beautiful style to it.
The drawers are solid wood. There is no plastic particle board anywhere. And we're going to start by taking the drawers out. So we're going to take all the drawers out, and eventually we are going to take these rings off to make it easier for the finish. And in this case I will show you how to take this off, and hopefully we're not going to damage them. But no, I guess you don't have to record the whole taking out. So let me take all the drawers out and we'll be right. The piece has 18 drawers, which is quite a lot of drawers, but I think to a large degree that's what attracted us to this piece, because it is a very unique and interesting piece. But you can see it now without the drawers in. There is a few things that we have to fix here, but really not as much as I thought. And we need to be careful. These are probably a little bit more fragile than they look. So we need to make sure that we don't break it. And you've noticed a very smart design here. They're using the braces to the piece also as the slides for the drawer. So this is a very interesting feature. That's really cool actually what they did here, right? But everything, as we suspected, is solid wood. And that's what we like about the piece. Really well-designed piece. And I think a great piece for any decor.
And
So,
for the price, we definitely could not have purchased the wood to make it.
right, yeah, I mean, $5 is nothing. And as a habit, whenever we go out, we look for pieces that can be refinished or redone, or sometimes even give us ideas of how to do something. And if you're a beginning woodworker, this is the best way to do things. Start buying an expensive piece of furniture from restores and see how you can fix them, redo them, and either use them for your house, give them as a gift, or even sell them for a little extra income. Now, with 18 drawers, we're going to have a lot of repetitive work. I'm going to show you only how to take one of the drawer pulls off, because all of them will come out the same way. But now we're going to elevate this and put it on its front so we can inspect the back. And we're going to be back with you in a moment once we're ready. All right, so we're ready to position the furniture on our surface to work on it. All right, let's look at this first. Okay, the largest piece of damage can actually be cut off. There is no reason for this to go. It goes beyond the end. There is no really reason for that, right? So we're going to probably start with that. Do you want to stop and come here? All right, and inspecting the piece, we see that there is a lip here of the back panel, and this piece is not necessary, and that's where most of the damage is. And probably it is because someone tried to lift it from here and broke it. So I think we're going to try and simply cut this piece off, because the rest of it can be fixed, can be repaired, right? At least that would be the plan. Now, in the process of doing that, because this is kind of very weak, we might break it. I don't know, right? But I think it's worth an attempt at least. All right, folks, let us get ready and we'll be right back. So we're taking a measurement in the back to know how much the excess is. And of course, as you see, this is still dirty for being in the shop. We haven't cleaned it yet. But then we'll go on the other side and make a mark so we know exactly where to plunge cut the piece. Okay? All right, you can stop. You don't have...
I want to redo that.
And I don't know if you can see it or not. Here is our mark. We are going to use our saw max and see if we can get rid of this damaged piece of plywood. Go on the other side. I'm cutting the... What is happening?
It's not quite deep enough. Oh, and you're actually inside.
That's what I was asking. If I'm inside.
Yeah, you're inside, so it needs to come.
I'm deep enough for this. I just don't want to make too much damage.
But it's too far in.
So that will cut through, right?
It should, yeah.
Ready? Okay, and as you can see, we got rid of a big piece. And this we're going to glue and tag. What do you think? Or do you think we should replace it? I think we can glue it like this has separating, so it means that it probably had a little bit of water damage. So what do you guys think? I mean, that's small and we can use a little bit of our stain
The
here.
question is, really, how well can we keep it together?
We can keep it together when we tack it with a nail gun. I mean, now it is not tacked at all.
But does it have something to tack to?
Yes, the whole back, the whole bottom. The video, I mean, the mic is on. All right, friends, we decided that there is too much damage here for us to leave it like this. So what we're going to do is we're going to replace a piece of it, not the whole. And we found a piece of plywood that we already have that is the correct thickness. So we're going to, what? So we're going to cut a little higher, that will take all the damage off, and then we are going to replace it with this piece, which of course has to be cut a little bit as well to fit. Right?
Right.
All right, so let us get ready for this process, and we'll show you the piece we are going to cut and replace the old one. And we're drawing a line. We made sure that we are inside the rabbit here, so it's going to be flat. This might be slightly larger. I don't know if it's exact to the one we want to cut, but
The thickness.
the thickness. But now, how can we? Do we have a straight edge or something to put here? We're set up to do our cut, and this is probably the trickiest part of this repair. So we're using a board we had for a straight edge for our tool to ride against. We have made a line of where we want our cut to be, and we have set the depth of the tool to be exactly the width of the plywood, so we're not going to damage any of the infrastructure of the furniture, right?
Right.
So now we're going to be able to start cutting in just a moment. What moved? Okay. So we did our cut, and I don't know if we might be slightly shallow, but let's see if we can. No, it looks okay. So let's break it. Okay.
So it just needs a little bit of cleanup on the edge.
Right. But we
overall-
didn't want to damage the underneath, so we much better be there than, right?
Right, than to cut too deep.
So we need to either use a rasp, I have a rasp there, or we need a, why is that?
Because we moved it and it's partially on one of these.
Ready. So we're going to use a rasp to clean it up. also use the sander if you want. You want to use the sander? I do need the chisel because here I cannot use the rasp. What?
Fly to the.
Are you playing music?
That's me. Musical rasps.
Alright, we're going to use the chisel here
Watch your fingers.
because we cannot use the rasp, of course.
I'm gonna clean that a little bit.
Take your finger away.
Okay.
Good.
That edge right there still is a little. Yeah, there we go.
So sometimes hand tools are the best option, guys. Don't be afraid to use hand tools. I know that in our channel
You're cutting into it.
we mostly show power tools, but we are not shy when it comes to using hand tools. Actually, we can attach this here, so that will give us a reference of where the thing is.
Mm-hmm.
So then, do we want... So the next point of business will be to set all the nails in. So our new piece will lay flat. It looks like I need to use the chisel here too. So to use that, you use a nail set and you just put all the nails in. And we'll go out and do that and make sure that there is nothing interfering with our repair.
Sorry, can you move the mic a little bit? Thanks.
So we have all our nails set.
Yeah, it's just two over here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it should be three. I had one
needs
here
to go
too.
in
Well.
a little bit more.
Doesn't have three?
I don't see a third one.
Okay. All right, so I think we're ready now. And what we're going to do, we're going to set the piece of plywood here first. See how it looks, and then we need to make a mark on when we need to cut it. Okay,
You want to mark it on this end too?
we can. I mean, we're going to do it on the table, so it should be the same, right? So, we're going to go and cut that and test for fit before we do anything else. And we are going to attach it for security, and we might do that throughout, so this doesn't come off. They'd only attach it in the edge here, but we're going to attach it in this, what you will call them, in these supports. So that will make it a more substantial piece and will give it a better strength. So now we're going to get ready, get our saw out to cut this to the correct width. Now we're going to make our cut, so we're going to have our piece of plywood the correct width for our piece. Okay. So we're going to put it on our piece and always dry fit check everything. We need to do this first. Okay, it looks like
It's a very snug fit.
we're very good, and this actually it's almost perfect here. We might have to hit it with, well, we cannot actually sand this because it's plywood, but I mean it's pretty good, I think, right? So now on the bottom of this we have made another mark that will allow it to be flush with this part. We see no reason to be all the way down, right?
Correct.
So we are going to try and make a cut that will keep it flush to the bottom piece of the furniture, and now we're going to get ready for this cut. Okay, so we have set up our table so to make the final cut, which is the longest cut, and we cannot use our slide for that. So here we go. All right, looks like it was right on the line, right? But
Looks like it.
so what side that goes up, right? Which goes up, which goes
Right
down?
here.
Okay. And now this is flat to the bottom. So now we're going to hit it with some brad nails. Or do we need to make marks here? Like you want to bring it a little down? Our repair piece is in place, and we're going to tack it in place, right? Are we empty? No. Okay, we're good. All right. Now we have made two marks, and we have two brad nails that we
So that should be on center, and then that should be on center to allow for the. It should just allow for the gun to go down. Right? Or do you want me
Is
to?
that on center or is it not?
You want me to mark a line on center? Is what you're.
Yes, I have to see a line. And another one. So you want me to be right on the line?
Stop, I think these are empty.
Take it. No, start with me.
I'm nodding at you.
All right, friends. So we decided to brad nail the existing piece of plywood because it was just floating there. I don't think it needs to be that close. it there. It's too soft, it will go through. And this actually has made the whole piece sturdier and more secure. So now we're going to move on to the second, I don't know how many repairs we've done, to the next phase of the repair. So we came to what is the probably cosmetically most important, and I think last repair, right? We have anything else to do?
We have the top we need to
Oh yeah, we have the top to do.
and then
And that is
junk on the drawers.
the piece is missing an edge here, like I forget what it's called.
Front facing kick plate, something like that.
So we looked in our scrap and we found a piece that we feel fits very nicely here. We only need to cut it to the correct length or width in this case, right? And make sure that it is flush so the drawers can operate. And I think that's a pretty good fit. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I like it.
You have the pencils, so you can make a mark?
It's way over there.
Okay, I'm going to use the manual saw to cut it. So we're ready to cut the last piece. Don't need to be that far away. Ready? What are the small pieces?
Oh, that way. Super thick and funky glue.
Funky is an official term.
Yeah.
You can make it thinner if you want by adding some water.
Yeah. But since we just want it to dry anyway.
So we're going to use both brad nails and glue to attach this. We want it to have a very good bond. We don't want it to come apart. And when we finish with the staining, you will not know that this is a piece that was not originally part of this cabinet. Is that a cabinet? Mm-hmm. Now here we have a little bit of a, what do you want to call it, a lip or a break? I don't think that's important, but we can fix it if you want. I mean, we can put some wood putty there and in the back, and the thing will disappear. The wood putty with a very, very light sanding will disappear and it will stain and it will be fine. I don't know if you want to do that or not, but that's one of the things we can do. Okay? We have to clean it after we attach it. All right.
Anyone who has kids, they're like baby boogers.
That was very exciting information for our viewers to know. Okay?
Just letting them know what the consistency is.
If your glue is like baby boogers, you have the right consistency. Is that what you're telling people?
I don't know if it's the right, but that's what we have today.
All right. Make sure this is the two important things that they're flush right to left and this flush here. Mm-hmm. So use one there so we can still move it.
Where?
Only one. There.
Here?
Yeah. Okay, now let's make sure that
Well, you can see if it's lined up or not.
yeah, it's lined up here perfectly. Okay.
I don't know.
What?
I don't know if those really are long enough. Okay. Yeah, okay. So then the top we need to tack down.
We need, yeah, okay, let us get ready for the top. The last repair we're going to need to do is that the top is separating, as you can see, but it's not completely off, and we're not going to take it off. We're going to use a syringe to apply glue into the opening right here. See, that works pretty good. Right? We want it to do.
We don't want it to drip down here.
Alright, let's not worry about it right now. Put that away. We have to clear that. How much glue we use, you think, about it?
It was 1/4 of an ounce.
Alright, and now we're going to use a ratchet.
Tie down.
Because we do not have clamps that are as long as... Okay, I want to be on the side, because otherwise we can scratch.
Okay.
And you see it closing? Kim, do you see it closing?
I can't see over the top of this thing.
Okay, mostly closed. And if there is any area that's open, we can use a small clamp. What do you think?
Yeah, we can follow it up with little clamps here.
It looks closed to me.
Well, it doesn't hurt to just double clamp it.
No? Again, these ratchets are very good. We've used them many times in lieu of normal ratchets. This ratchet is straps.
Yeah.
They work very well, and as you notice, they did a great job closing the gap here.
And so now we just need to clean up the glue.
Right, now we need to clean the glue, and that will be one more for the books, I
Right.
think. In order to make the joint disappear between the two pieces of plywood, we're going to use stainable wood filler, and we're prepping the piece right now by putting tape inside. I don't know if we're going to stain it inside or not, but we do not want the wood filler to bleed and come out too much because it is hard and then it will require more work for us. But this is just the preparation to make the wood filler repair. Once we put it in the bag, and we'll show you in a moment this process, and sand it slightly, then it will be stainable and it will make the joint disappear. Again, I don't know, I don't really think we need to repair this part, do you? Was there anything to do the back?
From the inside, probably not, since it's the interior of the cabin that you won't see.
I mean, you won't see it in the back either, it will be...
But when you're talking about refinishing furniture, you know, you want to make it as pleasing to the eye, even if you're not looking directly at it. I think this piece has a lot of potential, so we want to do it justice.
Okay, and as you can see here, we have a perfect close. This piece has closed very nicely. We have a gap here that we might fix with glue too, but we're going to go through everything and inspect it. Now we're making the major repairs, right? So let us lift the piece and stand it, actually, not lift it, and we'll be right with you.
Okay. So we got the stainable wood filler. It was a little bit dry in the container, so we added some with some water here, and it's more like a frosting consistency.
Or yogurt.
And I'm just going to use that to fill in the space here.
And this is very keen to use drywall compound, right?
And as you can see, I really didn't need anywhere near as much as what I made.
Well, we can cover it though and it will stay because we might have to make a couple of small repairs that I saw. Now by default this is a project that will take you a couple of days because in addition to repairing it, then you have to finish it, right? So you can finish it to look exactly like it was, but once again that is not our plan. You think you're good? That looks good, right?
Yeah, I'm just going to fill in the brad nail.
We plan to do something a little different with it, and of course we're going to show you the end result. I don't want to have a second video. What do you think? On showing how to finish the piece, since we did show them how to finish the piece, right?
Yeah.
So we don't want to repeat ourselves. But now this piece is about ready. We're going to go over it once more time and make sure that that doesn't need anything else, right? But unless there are a couple of small holes we need to fill or something like that, the piece is now ready to be finished. And again, we'll come back and show you what the finished project is like.
I don't know that we're going to get it finished this weekend, though.
No, I didn't mean this weekend. But when we're finished, we're going to show it. The last thing we're going to do, and as you can see we have a lot of it to do, is take the hardware out of the drawers. And in this case, the hardware is held together with what you will call those little... Yeah. Now be careful, you don't want to break these. If you break them, it's not a disaster. You're going to have to use epoxy to glue the front. So you just bend it and then you pull it and it comes out. And then we're going to be able to finish this very nicely and you will never know it was out. We're going to reuse this same system. Now we're not going to show it to you in all 18 drawers. Said 18? Mm-hmm. It is the same, they're all connected that way. It is not a very common way. You want to put it in the drawer?
I want to find a container for them.
Okay. It is more often that you're going to find actually maybe a screw or something else that will hold those, but if you see that kind of connector, then you know how to do it. We're going to do the rest of them off camera in preparation for finishing the piece. Alright friends, this is our show for today, and we hope you did enjoy it. If you did, please smash that like button. If you didn't, the other button works as well. Make sure to smash it twice. Share, like and subscribe if you have not done so already, and let us know what other projects you would like to see. Again, we try to show you as much as possible of how to restore a piece, and whenever we finish it we're going to show you the finished piece. But again, I'm going to put a card here for you to see the process of finishing a piece that has been restored as far as it has become really solid again. We're very confident that this piece that we bought is very solid now. Probably it's more solid than it was ever before. And we're very excited about the finish we have planned for it. From the Garage Wizard, Mrs. Wizard, Elpida and the Urban Homesteading Channel, we bid you a great weekend, and we are going to see you on Wednesday and then again next weekend with another project. Farewell.